Namaste and good morning, everyone. Let's do the prayers first. Om Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parbrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Om Bhurбhavасваha Tatsavitra Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat Asto Ma Sadgamya Tamso Ma Jyotirgamya Mrityurma Mritam Gamya Om Sahna Vavatu Sahno Bhunaktu Saviryam Karvavai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavai Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So these days we are learning from this Aparoksh Anubhuti. So that means Aparoksh means how to have a direct experience. Not just experience by somebody else, but our own experience. Direct. And we saw that how this Rishi told us in order to clean yourself, because unless you clean, you won't have this experience. He gave us a system of 15 steps of sadhana. Control of the senses, control of the mind, renunciation, silence. Then he says space, time, posture, moolbandh, holding steady the body, steadiness of gaze, drik drishti, control of pran, the withdrawal of the mind, pratyahar, continuous reflection, contemplation on the self, and then last one he said total samadhi. So when you reach there, what really happens? That's what we talked about last time. We talked about the effect and the cause. Because we are normally looking at the effects. We get so absorbed into the effects. We forget the cause. Cause of this prakriti. Cause of all of this. Because we know that it's true that wherever there is an effect, there is a cause. So today we are going to finish up this discussion with a very beautiful, deep words from this Rishi. So the first verse is Karye hi karanam pashyet Pashyat karyam visarjyet Karantvam tato nashyet Avshishtam bhavet muni. Karye, in the effect, he means verily Karanam, the cause. Pashyet, should see. Paschat, then. Karyam, the effect. Visarjyet, should discard. Karantvam, the cause. Tataha, then. Nashyet, should be dissolved. Avashishtam, what remains. Bhavet means is. Muni, the seeker. Muni. So that means that seeker becomes one with the truth. That's what Muni is. So one should see the cause in the effects. And then should discard the effects altogether. Then the cause also should be dissolved. then what remains is the truth, absolute. And the seeker becomes verily that. These last verses are rare verses because you got to really think deeply to understand what he's trying to tell us. Those who are regularly meditating, they will experience these verses more and more. The truth is very well explained here, and those who are practicing these truths may find it difficult to comprehend these ideas. So we must try to experience the cause in the effect itself. And what is the effect we are talking about here? The world of polarity. Whatever we see outside. We need to recognize the pure consciousness playing in and through matter. And after that, we should learn how to reject this matter. First of all, we will have to understand there is a light of consciousness in every one of us. Then we have to understand that the light of consciousness alone appears as the world of objects, or even our emotions and thoughts too. They cannot exist without that consciousness. So we should understand that the light of consciousness is functioning even in the equipments. And what are the equipments? Our body, our mind, our intellect. They are all equipments. That's why they are called upadhis. Then we negate our identity with this body, mind, and intellect. Then we got to look at the light of consciousness, come to understand that it is the Atma, the pure consciousness without and within and everywhere. So that means inside us, outside us, everywhere. Because we got to learn how to negate this polarity. So the pure consciousness becomes the cause only with reference to the effect. So when effect goes away, the cause does not stay. And this state is not a void for the knower. It really becomes the knowledge. What the seeker has been seeking, the seeker becomes one with it. That's what calls Madhi. Total absorption. There's nothing other than that one. Everything has dissolved. Then in the next verse, Bhavitam tivra vegena vastuhu yat nishche atmanah puman tat hi bhavet shigram geyam brahmar kitvat. Bhavitam, which is thought of. Tivra vegain, with vigor. It's like a constantly. Tivra. Vastu, object. Yat means that. Nishche atmana, with firm resolve or conviction. Uman, a person, a seeker. That means that. He means verily. Bhavet becomes shigram, quickly. Geyam, to be known. Brahmar kitvat, like the wasp and the worm. A seeker constantly thinking of an object ultimately becomes that itself. This fact is made clear by the example of the wasp and the worm, Brahmar and the kid. The contemplative person becomes what he constantly contemplates upon. He who continuously and with firm determination and conviction contemplates upon the infinite reality becomes the reality. How does this happen? Just like this famous example of the worm becoming the wasp. The limited individual becomes the unlimited infinite Brahma. The wasp brings some worm and captures it, putting it in a cell almost. Constantly, continuously stings the worm. Worm wants to get out, but this wasp stings it. So this worm constantly, continuously contemplates on the wasp, and that's how he gets changed into wasp. There's a metamorphosis. That's why they say, as you think, so you become. So the individual who constantly meditates on the Atma becomes the Atma. So just like that worm or the pupa into a wasp by virtue of its being a potential wasp, and by its long period of wait during it, it's almost like a meditation. So the human beings also, they grow into this divine personality by virtue of its being essentially divine and by its constant single pointed meditation. Because that's why he emphasized in those 15 steps of sadhana. Pranayam also, sitting steady also, concentration also, meditation also, all of it. Constant single pointed meditation upon the divine, we can grow in our spiritual dimensions to become divine. Okay? So that's why the sadhana is so important. Adrishyam bhavarupam cha sarvam ev chid atmakam savdhanyata nityam swa atmanam bhavyet buddha. Adrishyam, unmanifest. Bhavarupam, manifest. Cha means and, sarvam, all. Ev means alone. Chid atmakam, of the nature of consciousness. Savdhantya, carefully. Nityam, constantly. Swa atmanam, oneself. Bhavyet, should meditate. Buddha, the wise. He says the wise should meditate on the manifest and unmanifest as his own self constantly and carefully, which is nothing but pure consciousness. So everywhere, it's only God. So the unmanifest is the Brahma, free from all the effects. The term Brahma, we use it for the unmanifest. But the manifested is the world of objects, or our thoughts. Or even when we go to the temples, the forms. Or when we talk about the avatars or those leelas manifest. That is God too. So both the manifest and unmanifest are the expressions of Sat Chit. Pure consciousness is all these. So the world that is seen outside and whatever is felt, perceived, thought of within us are all nothing but the expressions of the pure consciousness. Brahman. This is the line of contemplation that should be taken up. He says, Savadhanteya, carefully, constantly. This contemplation should be done slowly, gradually, and carefully. That's what also the meaning of this is Savadhanteya. See, just like a child grows into a youth, gradually, slowly. This unfolding should be undertaken through this process slowly and gradually. We cannot just rush into it. It will happen. What we need to do is do the sadhana. Are we doing what we are supposed to do or not? A seeker who's wise should contemplate again and again that all this which is existence, knowledge, expressing itself as the manifest and unmanifest. That means the gross, subtle, causal is nothing but the light of consciousness. This is the process of realization. Okay? You remember in Bhagavad Gita also Lord Krishna said, Shanai Shanai. Slowly, but surely, we will experience it. Drishyam hi adrishyatam nitvaha brahmkarena chintiyet vidvan nitye sukhe tishthet chidra sampurn purneyadhiya. Drishyam, the manifest. He means indeed adrishyatam, unmanifest. Nitva, merging. Brahma Karen, with the thought that everything is the truth. Chintyet, should meditate. Vidwan, a wise seeker. Nitya Sukhe, in eternal bliss. Tishthet, should rest. Chidra Sampurnya, with the state of absolute awareness. Submerging the manifest into the unmanifest. Meditating that everything is Brahma. The wise seeker should rest blissfully in the state of absolute awareness. You can see that to reach to this level, we need to step away from this world little every day to do our sadhana. So whatever has been said in the previous verses is being repeated here. The gross world should be dissolved in the pure consciousness. And a man of wisdom, after doing this, remains in this blissful state, which is the one infinite consciousness, because that's where the bliss is coming from. In this indivisible state, all those that are perceived, those that are felt or thought of, everything gets dissolved. It's just like all the waves, they just go back to the ocean, no matter how big or small they are. For the time being in meditation, shifting the attention totally from one's own problems and relationships with the world of objects, one should plunge into the thought of God. Because in our relationships, in this world, there are problems. There always something. Even good times can give us problems too. Bad times, they definitely do. But during our meditation, just dissolve everything into that. Let the seeker understand that all that is perceived, felt, thought are nothing but Brahm alone and nothing else. Normally in the world, the stress and strain on the physical body brings about the tension and the agitation in the mind. Because body and mind, they are interrelated. So anything happens to the body, the effect is seen in the mind. And something happens in the mind. Stress and tension, we'll see the effect of that in the body. We have all experienced it. So first of all, make the gross body and the gross world of objects merge with the subtle body and the subtle world. And then through japa, that's the name of God, a very, very powerful technique. But with devotion, with surrender, with reflection, contemplation, and with the study of the scriptures, recognize that all this is nothing but the play of the one Brahma. The wise ones, what he's talking about here, are the people who are walking on this path. This is like a people like us. But they are little serious seekers. They do the constant practice, and with the help of the constant practice, they can have the glimpse of the infinite bliss. And finally, they get merged with the infinite. So we should get encouragement from this. That's the reason we study scriptures like this. We get a lot of information also, but at the same time, we get encouragement also. No scripture says that it will be done without the sadhana. Every shastra, that's what it says. I'm talking about the main shastra. Sometimes in the translations of the modern books, we might find like, oh, this is an easy path. Come here, do this, you'll find it. No. In the main shastra, you will always find that, hey, we have to do the sadhana. We have to work on our own body, mind, intellect, all of this. These are the tools given to us to attain that highest bliss, to find ourselves who we are. Last two verses. Ebhi ange samayukta raj yoga udaharita kinchit pakva kashayanam hat yogin sanyukta paripakvam manaye sham kevla eyam jo siddha Guru Devat Bhakta Nam Sarvesham Sulbha Javat. So Abhi Ange, these steps. So he's talking about those 15 steps. With these steps, Samayukta, endowed. Raj Yoga, Raj Yoga, Udaharita has been explained. Kinchit Pakal Yashanam. For those whose worldly desires are partially subdued. Kinchit. Hatha Yogin with Hatha Yoga, Sanyuktaha combined. Paripakvam, completely mature, that means purified. Manaha, mind. Ye Sham, whose Kevlaha, alone. Ayam means this, Cha means and, Siddhita, giver of perfection. Guru Devat Bhakta Naam, for those devoted to Guru and God. So Guru or Dev ke Bhagat. Dev means over here God. Sarvesham, of all, Sulbha, easily gained. Javat, speedily. So the first verse is that these 15 limbs of Raj Yoga are thus explained. This should be combined with Hatha Yoga by those whose worldly desires are partially subdued. Because we still live with this body, we have the duties to do with this body. It's our duty to take care of this body. So Hatha Yoga, make sure this physical body is cleansed, kept healthy, so that we can meditate and reach to this perfection. Okay, so combine Hatha Yoga and Raj Yoga. But a person who has totally detached from the body, no duties, can sit for hours and hours, or days and days, or years and years. They don't have to do Hatha Yoga. They can just stay connected with God. But most of us are not there. So we got to do both of them. Take the advantage of the knowledge given to us in the Hatha Yoga and the knowledge given to us by Raj Yoga also. That's what he says. This should be combined with the Hatha Yoga. Because whatever he talked about over here, these 15 steps, they are Raj Yoga actually. He did not talk about Hatha Yoga, but he says combine it with Hatha Yoga. To those whose mind is completely purified, this alone is sufficient for liberation and perfection. And it can easily be gained by everyone by devotion to Guru and God. So he's talking about the Hatha Yoga also, Raj Yoga also, and the Bhakti Yoga also. We got to learn how to combine these three. Because without the Bhakti, the love for God and the Guru, we are not going to progress. So all the 15 steps of sadhana described, which we talked about, we have been talking about, is called Raj Yoga. Usually Raj Yoga is considered as a secret technique by a lot of people. Secret in the sense that very subtle. In Bhagavad Gita also there was a chapter, Raj Vidya, Raj Guha Yoga. Guha means secret. And secret doesn't mean that don't tell anybody. Secret means very subtle to understand. So this is considered that we need to get the help of the Hatha Yoga and the Raj Yoga. So Raj Yoga is meant for people whose minds are clear, serene, and quiet all the time. They don't have to worry about the body. They're totally detached from the body. Sure, they can just sit and meditate. But if the mind is getting agitated, and we normally know why do our mind gets agitated. Sometimes it's a problem with the body, or relationships, or financial problem, or political problem. So that means our mind is not completely pure. We really cannot just sit and just connect with God right away. Because again and again our mind falls into the mire of flesh, and again this mind wants to indulge in sensuality. So then we should practice Hatha Yoga. Because practicing Hatha Yoga, we are training our mind. We are telling our mind to concentrate at this chakra or that chakra, or keep on repeating the name of God. Think about God. That's how we reduce the tamsikta or the tamsik vasanas, which will help us to purify our antakaran. Because we got to get rid of the tamsikta first. Tamsikta means laziness. And then the rajsikta also we have to get rid of. Attachment to the fruits, the desires. Only then we can say that our mind is completely pure, clean. So purify the inner equipment. Only then it's fit to take the leap into those higher levels of Raj Yoga. Because utterly tamasic person doesn't even do Hatha Yoga. A lot of people, they come to yoga only when there's some problem with the body. So we got to see do we understand the goal properly of our life? So this Raj Yoga is meant for people whose minds have become relatively quiet, vasanas have been relatively exhausted, and minds are free from the pull of the vasanas. Remember that. So that means we got to keep an eye on our mind. Automatically, does it go towards the world? Or does it go towards God? Where is it attracted to? It's almost like that housefly automatically will go to something dirty. And the bee will go towards the flower. So we got to see that our mind is like a housefly or like a bee. If it's housefly like that, it wants to just go towards the material, train it. To those devotees who have surrendered themselves totally to their gurus and have quietened their minds, this Raj Yoga becomes very easy actually. That's why the presence of a guru in our life is so important. Because we see that guru doing it, then we just want to follow the guru. It becomes easier. The highly sensuous ones should take to Hatha Yoga and develop the high devotion to the Guru and God. Devotion to the Guru will help us to imbibe the ideas that he has taught and the ideas he is practicing too. Because we want to copy the Guru, want to emulate the Guru. Devotion to the Lord is necessary to eliminate the ego more and more. So we are following the teachings of the Guru and we are sticking with the love for God also. Both. That's why he said Guru and Dev. The devotee lifts himself out of the entanglements of the body, of the mind and the intellect also, by his devotion to the Guru and the Lord. That's what he's telling us. And he says it can be easily gained by everyone by devotion to Guru and God. Okay, so very clearly he's telling us what needs to be done, how to do it, and what is the benefit of it too. Complete bliss, complete merger. So now it's up to us. Do we want to do this sadhana? Stay on this path or not? Or do we want to just wait a little longer? That's also our choice. As human beings, we have the freedom to do it today or tomorrow, this life or next life. But we all have to do it to reach to our ultimate goal. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaye Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Om. Thank you very much.